Hey everyone, welcome to Boosted Tutor. I'm Brandon and I'm still sick, but Rivals of Ixalan pre-release is this weekend, and you know I gotta do something for it. I mean, it's sealed, I love sealed, I even love Ixalan sealed. Well, I liked it. Way better than an Ixalan draft, I'll say that. Did anyone really like Ixalan draft? I really just fell off of it super fast. I was glad the Iconic and Stable came out, gave me something to draft. But Ixalan was just... it's just not good. I did not have fun with it. I was hoping Rivals was going to help fix that, like making a fun draft. Doesn't really look like it. I mean, Ixalan had the problem of just the tribes were too, like, insular. Like, you just had to stick in that tribe. And Rivals looks like it just doubles down on that. So, I mean, maybe it'll turn out good, but I have a feeling it's just going to be more of the same. But, sealed. Looks like it could be fun. It's going to be harder to get those tribes, but you're just going to be playing whatever good you get. So, came up with a little idea, thought it'd be fun. We're going to go over the good, the bad, and the ugly of Rivals of Ixalan rares for pre-release. I know, long title. But we're just going to go over them, what you should play, what you shouldn't play, and just cards that are kind of just confusing to me. Like, maybe it should be the good, the bad, and the weird, but whatever. Anyway, we'll start off with the good. We'll start with the bombs, which there's a few. Not as many as like, but, I mean, what are you going to do? First, we have Azores the Lawbringer. So, 6 mana for a 6/6 flyer, that's great. The fact that, like, the instant sorcery part doesn't really matter too much. I mean, could come in handy, but yeah, I don't really care about that part. But the Sphinxes Revelation on a creature, that's amazing. This card, sadly, white and blue, not really like a color pairing in Ixalan. You can always go white-blue flyers. That's a thing for sealed. Will win you games because flyers win games. I could definitely see if you have a blue or white deck, just splashing this. I mean, it adds double colors, but it's so good. It's 6 mana, so you're going to get there eventually. Just, this card's amazing. Love it. Yeah, so. Next, we have Rekindling Phoenix. Okay, so 4 mana for a 4/3 flyer. That's already great. The fact that the only way to kind of get rid of this is to exile it, like, you know, from the battlefield or from a graveyard, or... you know, I guess you can just kill the 0/1 before it can get sacrificed in return. But this card's just, like, going to be so annoying. Like, oh, I love it. I love it so much. It's great flavor. It's great and sealed. Just a great card all around. And doesn't even cost that much mana. So, so good. So good. Next, let's get to some dinosaurs. Trapjaw Tyrant. Okay, so 5 mana for 5/5. That's fine. Doesn't have any evasion, which kind of sucks, but that enrage ability is amazing. Like, if they ever attack into this creature, they're definitely going to lose something. If you have some way to, like, rile it, or enrage it, sorry, rile, that's a card. If you have rile, this is amazing, because it's just going to, like, basically get rid of any of their creatures that you want. If you have multiple ways to do that, just, like, it could be a board wipe. Just, you attack, they're not going to block it, because they're going to enrage it, and then you're going to exile a creature. It's annoying to deal with. Can easily be killed with just like removal or something, but it doesn't matter. It's just going to be really annoying. So, love that. Well, annoying cards are fun. What can I say? Well, when you're playing them, anyway. Now we have an Elder Dinosaur, which is amazing. It is Tetsamok Primal Death. Okay, so usually when you have like a 6 mana card in your opening hand, you're like, oh, this sucks. Like, I'm not going to be able to play this for a long time. This guy, if you have it in your opening hand, you're like, hell yes. Because basically... you're going to be revealing it each turn, just like putting prey counters or something, hoping they don't have any discard or anything. But, I mean, revealing things, putting prey counter on it, and when it comes down, just destroying so many creatures. And then you get a 6/6, has Death Touch, doesn't really matter, but, it's such a good card. It kind of sucks that it's a black dinosaur, because, I mean, it's Naya colors you want to be for dinosaurs, but you're going to run this in any black deck, doesn't matter. Don't know if you can really splash for it. It is double black. But if you're going like dinosaurs, maybe. All right, and our last, I would say bomb, is Profane Procession. 3 mana for enchantment. That doesn't really do anything when it comes down. You know, not great, but sealed. Slow games. And then when you get to 5 mana, you're just exiling any of their creatures. That's already just amazing. Like, I would play that anytime, even 2 colors, who cares? Splash for it easily. But then whenever there's 3 or more, it flips, and then for 4 mana, you can play any of those creatures. So good. I mean, holy crap. That card just amazing and sealed. Games will go long. You're going to just get rid of their creatures, get them back, and then just kill them, basically. Such a good card. Love it. Speaking of flip cards, let's go into some good flip cards. We first have Journey to Eternity. Okay, so that front part, it's a little messy. 3 mana just to put on something and then hope that creature dies. That kind of sucks. It's going to happen eventually. You can put on like a freaking token, it doesn't matter. And then just, you know, chump block with that. And then when it flips, you just have a way to recur things from your graveyard for 5 mana. When Sealed goes long and you want to get like any creature back, so good. So good. Black-green, not really a tribe or any like color combination. I mean, you could have like a Planeswalker or something, you know, Vraska. But, you know, not really something you're going to play. But I could easily see splashing this. If you're like a, you know, green-red dinosaur deck, just splash a little black in there for this. So good. Okay, so just that front part, little dicey. Next flip card is Hadana's Climb. Okay, so front side, not bad. 3 mana, comes down. You do it probably on your first main phase, I'm guessing, and then go into combat. You get to put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, that's okay, not great. But what's nice is you can pick any creature. So if you have like 3 creatures, you can just keep putting them on like different ones. You don't have to transform it right away. You don't have to keep putting on the same one. Just like keep spreading it out if you want to just keep that ability, which is, you know, a pretty nice ability. But then if you're really just like, you know what, let's get this game over with, you'll flip it, freaking +X/+X on your creature that already has +1/+1 counters on it. So let's say it's a 3/3. Now it's going to be a 6/6 flyer. It's so good. Jeez, how are they going to deal with that? I can just turn any of your guys into flyers with it, just a ton of power. So really good card. I probably like it better than Journey, but I like Journey's flip side better than this one. But that, you know, this one's like a little bit better all around. So splash for it. If you're Merfolk, it's even better. So great. All right, let's move on to some creatures that are good, and they don't necessarily need to be in a tribe, which I always like. I don't really like the ones that are like really specific to tribes, and you're like, I mean, I have a few of them. These are ones like on their own, they're just great. So first we have Bishop of Binding. So 4 mana for a 1/1 that gets rid of a creature. Sure, I'll play that any day. That's just amazing removal. It will come back if this creature dies. It's only a 1/1, so it could easily happen. But if you get rid of a token, that thing's gone. It can help with tempo. Just a good card already. And then when it attacks, it can give itself +X/+X. So if you get rid of a 4/4, this thing's a 5/5 attacking. That's so good. Like, it doesn't have to be another vampire. It just itself, it can be, if you have another vampire that has flying or something, then yeah, there you go. You just don't want to attack with a 1/1, which kind of sucks, because then that's going to die. But hey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. Love this card. Would run it in any deck that's running white. Doesn't have to be vampires. That's why it's good. Next, we have Jade Light Ranger. All right, not a bad card. It's 3 mana for a 2/1. That's not great. But then it explores an explorer, so it's helping with mana early in the game. It's maybe just making itself bigger. So it could be a 4/3 for 3 mana. That's not bad. It's not like the best creature ever. It's just a really nice little, like, you know, early-ish game card to play that can help you out or just be a good creature. So nothing amazing, but a good card on its own. Doesn't matter that's a Merfolk. Next we have Warkite Marauder. So you got a Vulcan. Was that Vulcan turn? Is that what it's called? 2/1 for 2, has flying. I'll play that. That's great. Nice little early game. Late game can still do things. But the fact that when this thing attacks, their best creature becomes an 0/1 with no abilities. Oh, that's annoying. Like if they had the Trapjaw Tyrant, you're just making their 5/5 that, you know, has enrage and everything, a 0/1 that's going to die. So this card's going to be so annoying. And it just comes down early. It's awesome. It's hitting for 2 in the air. Comes down late. It's just, you know, still hitting 2 in the air, but it's also just wrecking their creatures and just making combat so hard. So love this guy. He's a pirate, and it doesn't matter he's a pirate. Next, we have a nice little dinosaur. It doesn't matter if it's a dinosaur or not. Ixalan Primal Storm. All right, so 6 mana for a 6/6. That's fine. Doesn't have any evasion, which that I don't like. This guy's good. I don't really think he's a bomb. Like, if he had like Trample or something, yeah, total bomb. But the fact that like he can just like wreck games, because when you flip, you're gonna get maybe just 2 cards. Like maybe you're getting 2 creatures right there. Maybe you're getting removal from their side and you're gonna use it on their creature. That's so good. But also he just whiff and you get 2 lands, but then you're still attacking with a 6/6, which means it's good. But the fact that, you know, he can get you any of their creatures or just get your creature for free, that's crazy. He almost feels like a win more card. Like if he comes down and like you're just like, okay, well, what am I gonna do about this? Like you're gonna have a removal or not, and that's about it. So I like him. He looks like he's fun. I just don't think he's a bomb, but I think he's super good. All right, now let's move on to creatures that are good, but also kind of care if you have their tribal type. So you're still gonna run them, but if you the more in the tribe you have, the better this card is. So let's start off with pirates. We have Dire Fleet Poisoner. Okay, so 2 mana for a 2/2. That's fine. Flash, okay, with Death Touch. Okay, that I'm playing that card right there no matter what. That's pretty much just removal. Like, they attack, you flash this in, that thing's dead. But then it also has the plus of if you have another pirate and you're like attacking, it gets +1/+1 and Death Touch. So you attack with like another 2/2 pirate, and they're like, okay, I'll block with my 5/5. Boom. Death Touch, your guy's dead. My guy's dead too, but I took care of your 5/5 with a 2/2. And now I still have this guy back who's just gonna like block and just kill your... It's just, it works in so many ways. It's great on its own, but with pirates, even better. Just really like this card. Still playing any black deck, even had no other pirates. So let's move on to vampires. We have Champion of Dusk. Okay, so 5 mana for a 4/4. That draws you a card, you lose a life. I'll play that. That's fine. If you have no other vampires, like I said, 4/4, draws a card, lose a life. Great card. If you have like 3 vampires, you're drawing 3 cards, losing 3 life. That's great. I'll take that. Don't want to get a little too crazy and lose 10 life to draw 10 cards. That could suck. But I mean, you know, you're not going to do that, especially in sealed. I would run this in any black deck. Great card. Doesn't matter if it's a vampire or not, but better if you have vampires. All right, let's move on to dinosaurs. We have nothing. Temple Alstosaur, I think it's called, was close, but it didn't include itself. It was just any other dinosaurs. That's the one where like it makes all of the damage just 1, like reduces all to 1 for your other dinosaurs. If it's himself, that'd be awesome. I play that all the time, but the fact that he cares about only other dinosaurs, a little hard to do in sealed, but an amazing card. Nonetheless, like Enrage Enabler all the way, awesome. But yeah, not gonna hang here, sorry. But let's move on to Merfolk. We have Seafloor Oracle. 4 mana for a 2/3. Yeah, that's not great, but if he hits a player, you get to draw a card. I'll play that. And the fact if you have more Merfolk, like just drawing tons of cards because you're hitting with like a 1/1 unblockable or something, that's pretty good. He on his own is okay. He's good. He's okay in between there. But the more Merfolk you have, the way better he gets. But you know, if you can hit with him, and he's already made his money back right there, right? Okay. And lastly, we have a pretty nice mythic, and is a way better in sealed than in his draft, the Immortal Son. Okay, that's a lot of abilities. The first one, Planeswalker loyalty, who cares about that? Drawing an extra card a turn, heck yeah. Making your things cheaper, heck yeah. +1/+1 all your creatures, yeah. Like all those abilities are great. Yeah, they come down a little late because it's 6 mana, but it's sealed, they'll go long. This comes down, it's just gonna make your ride a little smoother than your opponent's. So that's why I really like it. Not a bomb, but definitely something that any deck can run. And just matters if you can get there. Like if you're like a super aggro deck and sealed, you probably don't want to run this. But also, I don't know if you want to be too aggro, unless you're pirates. Pirates are pretty aggro, pretty good. All right, so now let's move on to the bad rares. Okay, so first off we have Timestream Navigator. So let's talk about Ascend. Ascend is interesting. It's going to be easier to do in sealed. I still don't like it that much. I mean, it's going to happen eventually in sealed, because getting 10 permanents, like, I mean, you're going to get to like 6 land easily, and that just means you need like 4 other things. But you can't always rely on it. You kind of have to look at these cards without the Ascend ability, and 2 mana for a 1/1 is not great. And the fact, even if you have Ascend with this, I mean, it's okay. It's just, no, I don't like this card. I would probably never run this. I mean, it's just, what are you trying to do? What are you doing? Just get an extra turn? I guess. I mean, I don't like this card. Don't play this card. Just don't. Next, we have Brass's Bounty. Okay, so for 7 mana, you're just making a bunch more mana. Why? What are you doing this for? Like, you have enough mana to cast almost anything. Are you doing this to get the City's Blessing, to get Ascend to go off? You should probably already have that too if you have 7 lands out. I mean, it's not that hard. The only reason I could see running this is Rebel and Riches. You're trying to win with that. And if you're doing that, well, hey, hope you're having fun, but that's not good. So yeah, don't play this card. Next we have Kumina's Awakening. So 4 mana for a Howling Mind. That's not good. I mean, yeah, no, why? You play this, it does nothing. It goes to their turn, they get to draw 2 cards. You just help them out more than you helped yourself out. If you have the Sea's Blessing, I mean, yeah, you get to draw 2 extra cards. You also took a turn off, and yeah, I just don't like this card. It doesn't do enough. It's slow. It's just bad, so don't play it. Next, we have Masterminds Acquisition. So first we have a Diabolic Tutor, which I don't like. 4 mana just to get a card from your library. I mean, yeah, it's your best card probably, but it's just going to your hand. It's not being played. You're gonna have to take a turn off just to get it, and then you get to play it next turn, so maybe by then it's too late. Or just to get a sideboard card, something from the packs you opened that you didn't feel was good enough to run in your main deck. Or maybe it's just a sideboard card that destroys an enchantment or something. It's just, it doesn't do enough. It almost feels like they're each like half a card, but they somehow don't add up to a whole card, especially for 4 mana. I don't like this card. Wouldn't run it. I never run Diabolic Tutor where that card is. It's, yeah, so. Next we have Release the Wind. What? Why is this a card? I guess, you know, for the battlefield effects, it could work. If you just want to kind of tempo someone out or just not have them attack or block for a turn, yeah, that's not even worth a rare at all. It costs 3 mana, which is way too much. I don't like this card at all. It's just really bad. So it costs too much, doesn't do enough, and yeah, sorry. So would never run it. Even if I had like creature with good ETBs, still wouldn't run it. Next we have Awakened Amalgam. 4 mana for a 3/3. Basically, okay, so at best it's a 3/3, because you're not going to be running 4 colors. Don't be doing that. You're usually going to be running 2 colors, maybe splashing a third. So it's a 4 mana for a 2/2 or 4 mana for a 3/3. That's not good. That's a common. Like, why? No, don't run this card. It's, I mean, maybe if you're desperate for creatures and you're running 3 colors, maybe. But even then, not happy about it. Next is a flip card. It is Storm the Vault. Okay, so 4 mana comes down. Say you attack with something and it hits the opponent, you get a treasure. I mean, is that really worth it? I mean, even if you hit with like 5 creatures, you still only get 1. So it's 4 mana to maybe get a treasure. Okay, say you already have 5 treasures out. This comes down and then you flip it automatically. You're just tapping it for 5 mana, which isn't bad. But like, if you already have 5 treasures, why do you need more mana like that? Like, yeah, it flips into an incredibly broken card, but not a broken card for limited. And yeah, not really happy about this thing. So would not run it. Next we have a Silent Gravestone. 5 mana to draw a card is basically what this says. I don't think there's like any graveyard recursion strategy in this like limited format. I mean, yeah, the Journey like flip card, but that's a rare and it's not going to happen all the time. I mean, this is a sideboard card at best. Even then, you're probably never going to run it. So definitely don't mainboard it. It's not good. It's what I would call bad. Next, we have a Blood Sun. All right, so this is basically like, you know, a constructed card. 3 mana to draw a card. No, you're not going to do that. And the fact that like maybe it deals with flip cards. So if they have like a card that flips into a land that has an awesome ability, maybe you sideboard this. But even then, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to like use a card slot just to maybe deal with one of their cards, one of their rares. Like, yeah, probably not gonna waste my time with that. So wouldn't run this. Constructed card, not great for limited. Next we have Induced Amnesia. Just don't run this card. You see this card, just, you know, induce amnesia on yourself that you ever saw this card, because it is so bad. It does nothing. I don't even know what the strategy of this card is. It's barely mill. Like, just no, don't. Next we have Sphinxes Decree. Okay, cool, I guess, who cares? I'll take a turn off and attack you. Still gonna win the game. It doesn't matter if I can use an instant sorcery this turn, I'll just wait a turn. Ugh, don't play this card, it's bad. Sorry it's a rare. Really sorry if you open it. All right, next and lastly, let's talk about the uglies. So these are cards that I just don't really get. I mean, they should be good, or they're just weird, and I don't know. So first, let's start off with a Planeswalker. Huatli Radiant Champion. So if I have one creature, for a -1 ability, it gets +1/+1. No trample, no nothing. What? This card is so underpowered. Like, I don't understand why this is a Planeswalker. I don't understand why it's Mythic. I just don't get it. The first Wally was pretty good. This one's just like, you don't do enough. Sorry. I mean, you maybe still run it, but even then, not happy about it. All right, here's one that looks very exciting. Twilight Prophet, 2 black for a 2/4 flyer. That's okay. I'll run that. Like, it's not an exciting card. That's probably like a common, you know? But this is a mythic card. So what makes it mythic? Ascend! Yay! If you can get City's Blessing, this card is awesome. Will win you the game. So good. But if you don't, it's just okay. Like, it's hard to, like, you need, if you're going to run this, you need to have a City's Blessing because it's going to win you the game. But if you don't, you're like, oh, there's no way I'm getting the City's Blessing. You could easily cut this. I mean, yeah, so it's a good card if you can get it. If not, it's just okay, and you might run it, you might not. So that's why it's an ugly, because it's not good, it's not bad, it's just interesting. Okay, next we have 2 dinosaurs that I cannot pronounce the names, so they are Primal Dawn and Primal Calamity. So Primal Dawn is 6 white for a 4/8, and it has Flying, Double Strike, Vigilance, Trample, Indestructible. Okay, it's 8 mana, is a lot. And sealed, even sealed, that's a lot. But those abilities are amazing. This comes down, it'll win you the game. You want to say 8th a lot? How about 9 and 3 colors? Because that's what Calamity is. So basically, to run these cards, you're going to need a way to make a ton of mana or have cards that make your dinosaurs cost less. If you don't, it's going to be really hard to run these. But, you know, even if you have one that's like, just take one off, then, you know, the Primal Dawn is only 7 mana. And that's a little bit easier because 8 mana is a lot. 7, not too bad in sealed. But yeah, if you have the one that has -2, then yeah, definitely run these. They're amazing. But it's just, it's going to be really hard to get to freaking 9 mana and 3 colors. Ugh, gross. But an amazing card if you can get it to happen. All right. Next, we have a Golden Guardian. So that front ability, it's hard. Like, that's weird, right? 4 mana. For 4/4 defender, okay, it's gonna block a lot of things. But then it has, you pay 2, it has to fight something and die just to flip it, but then it becomes an amazing land. Like a land that's gonna win you the game no matter what, because you're making golems for days. It's an interesting card. I think it's actually pretty good. It's just gonna be a little hard to get to flip where you want it. But hey, 4 mana, 4/4 defender, that's not bad. I'll still run that. Just, it's such a weird card. Next, we have Azores Gateway. Okay, what? What? That is like so many hoops you have to jump through just to get a ton of mana. Like, you're drawing cards, then exiling cards. You have to make sure they get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, or 2, whatever. And then you get to flip it into a card that makes a ton of mana. It's just not worth it. Don't even try it. It's like, you're gonna be doing seal, and you're like, okay, let me do this, and your opponent's just gonna be hitting you with creatures killing you while you're trying to get this stupid thing to go off. That doesn't really have that great of a payoff. So yeah, don't run that card. I wouldn't. Speaking of bad flip cards, we have Path to Metal. What is happening with this card? I don't understand this card at all. What is this for? Is this for EDH and you just want a random ass like Barrows deck? It makes no sense. Don't ever run this card. It doesn't give any of your creatures those abilities that sound awesome. It just hopes it has them already. And then it flips and it does a bunch of random abilities. It doesn't make any sense. It's super random and it's super dumb. Don't run it. Next we have Crafty Cut Purse. Is there like that? I guess there's like some tokens, but they're all 1/1s usually. Maybe a 3/3 dinosaur. Like, don't run this card in the hopes that maybe your opponent has a way to make tokens. It's not worth it. It costs 4 mana, which is way too much. It's just a bad card and not good for limited. And yeah, won't run it. Next we have Dead Man's Chest. What? No, just don't. That's too much. There's too much going on there. This isn't worth even a card slot. It's like a bunch of hoops again to try and get something maybe. Just don't run this card. It's really bad. And lastly, we have Form of the Dinosaur. Okay, so 6 mana to maybe gain, let's say you're at 3 life, you play this, you just gain 12 life, right? That's the only way I can see this being okay. Like, it's a way to, if you have like an aggro deck or you're behind or something, say they have a really good creature that's just killing you, and you play this, you gain a ton of life, and the next turn you're going to deal 15 damage to that creature that's killing you to like maybe like, I don't know, like it's very, very narrow, but I could see it being okay. I wouldn't main deck it. Just, I'd probably sideboard it if they have like a really good creature that doesn't have an indestructible or something. But yeah, it's not a great card. It's just really weird. And it can also just like say, like, maybe you're winning the game. Why would you ever win this, right? I mean, yeah. Yeah, it's just a card to get you from really behind to maybe on parity. So, all right. That's it. That's the good, the bad, and the ugly of Rivals of Ixalan. I hope you have a great time at the pre-release. I'm doing midnight, which is dumb because I'm sick. I'm going to regret the next day. But, yeah. Anyway, go and follow me on Twitter, Booster_Tutor, and see you next draft.